Hey, this is Dr. Sonja here, and welcome back to Dr. Sonja TV. Wisdom Vault, here we come. So let's talk about building a team. So in this coaching space, if I may, and I know maybe you're just getting started and you are not thinking about, hey, who do I need? And when I got started, I had me, the mouse, and the house. Can I break that down for you in layman's terms? It was just me. I wore the hat of the admin. I wore the hat of the client care person. I wore the hat as a CEO. I wore the hat as a salesperson. I wore all the hats. And then one day I had to realize, girl, you got to hire some people. But how do you even do that? Now, that was back then. Even to this day, it is one of the most challenging things, and the most asked question is, how do I hire a team? Where do I find these people? Well, when they ask me, I say this to them: I'm looking for the same thing. And it's very challenging. So can I help you walk through the process of what I go through? And I'll be very upfront. My number one message to myself and for the team that's been rolling with me for a moment, and I let them know, and this is not to scare or intimidate anybody, I am very quick to hire. If I think at the beginning, the resume looks great, you seem like a great fit, you have some great qualities about you, I believe you can fit into the team, I'm very quick to hire. But I'm even quicker to fire. And the reason for that is I realize that this is a moving train, especially in the coaching industry. When you're working with 500 to 1,000 clients or more, now let's say you're starting out and you have 5 clients, it's fine. You can probably handle those. But as you begin to get 10, 15, 25 clients, one of the biggest things you have to look at is, where's the admin? That's the number one hire that you bring on in this coaching space for sure, is admin. Someone to send out payment links, someone to take payments if you're doing a retainer for your clients, someone to call clients and welcome them to the team. Right? If you're not having an onboarding call, someone that is answering questions about how to get into your membership platform. And it shouldn't always be you, even at the beginning. It may be you for a while, but if you're serious and you're gaining momentum and you're growing, and especially if you're investing in your business and in yourself, you start looking at who's the admin person. Now, one of the biggest things that I hear people say, well, I hired a family member. Oh, I think I'm going to faint out of this chair. What? Right? I did it too, which is great at the beginning, and it works for some people. But there are sometimes I believe that family doesn't take what you do seriously, and they just think it's just another thing that you do, and they don't take it serious. And I've hired family members, and I also fired family members. And I know you're like, Dr. Sonja, that is so cold. It's really not, because as you're growing, your business is growing, the people on the team should grow as well. And if they're not growing, they're going to hold you stagnant. And if you hire family that doesn't understand the vision or the growth that you have and you're looking for your company, they'll think it's okay. And one of the things you got to think about, especially bringing on family, and some of you it may work. I'm just saying, for me and what I've experienced, and even with some of the clients that I've been able to work with, and what I hear and what I have seen and felt for myself, is that sometimes family doesn't understand, right? They really don't understand what's taking place, and they haven't really bought into it. And sometimes family is too close. Now, I see there are times my husband works on my team, but he works in a different department or what have you. Right? Family members, nieces, cousins, sisters, and all of that. And it didn't always work out well. Some it did, some it didn't. Because many thought that this is just, oh, is this real? This is a real business. We're making multi-million dollars in this company, and they have to take it serious. And so therefore, we've made it a rule. I don't necessarily bring family on my team anymore. I love on them, absolutely. However, as far as coming on the team, I don't want the excuse or hear that, the VP is not letting me do this, and they want to come and tell me. And at that point, I can't, right? I'm so serious about this. And so for those of you who are thinking about, I'm going to bring on family, think about it just for a hot moment. Bring them on if you're just getting started, but start looking at if they're not growing with you, because the last thing you want to do, whether it's family or whomever, you do not want to be doing somebody else's job. I started looking at that when I brought it on. I was frustrated. I was tired. And at one point, it was long overdue. And I brought him on because I didn't want to hurt, a family member's feelings or anything like that. But I found myself doing the work, having to teach and do all that. And I was tired and I was exhausted. So I had to do that thing that many people don't want to do. And I had to let them go. right? In love, they were still family, but they couldn't be a part of my team, right? So if you're looking for team members, you need admin. I'm talking about in the coaching space or any business, you still need someone where you can, especially if you're operating from home. That's another thing, right? Let's imagine you have your coaching business, you're working from home, and most of the people don't live in your city. Most of my team does not live where I am, which is Atlanta, Georgia. But they have a responsibility, and I have expectations for them. And having them show up. But you realize before the pandemic, most people were not accustomed to working from home. And then we came to the pandemic and like, woo, we're not going to work, and everybody's working from home. And many people didn't go back. And people started to realize, like, this working from home stuff, and I've been working from home for a very long time at this point. And they're like, this working from home stuff is good. But I still do work. Every single day I get up and get dressed. Every now and then I'll lay around in my pajamas, but I'm on my computer because it's a rest day for me, and I don't feel like I'm working. I feel like I'm having so much fun, and I get to do it from the comforts of my home. But some team members may not understand or respect that, and they think they can go to the grocery store in the middle of the day. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? They think they can go here. They don't call out. You don't know where they are and all of that, but you're still paying a salary or paying them hourly or whatever it is. So I just want you to think about that. When you hire people that are not in the city or the state where you are, how do you keep track and making sure that they're doing the work, right? Have matrices and all those things in place so you can keep up with the process. And so if you're looking right now to hire people on your team, you need to sit and look at what are the responsibilities that you have for each team member. Don't bring them on if you don't have any work for them. Then you're just paying people just to be there. I get it. I've done that too many times. Bringing on all these people who don't have any work. We have more than enough work now. But back then I would bring them on and didn't have the things to give to them. And then honestly thinking they'll figure it out. That's not leadership. So before you hire somebody on your team, I would also add that you've done the job first. I've had every position in my company before I hired someone. And so when they came on, I did have some insight to what they are doing or what they're not doing. Please don't just start your company. You have no clients, you have no income per se, and you're bringing all these people in, and you have the expectation for them to know what to do. This is your company that you're building. You're in a 300 plus $1 billion industry in coaching and consulting. You get to design your company however you want, but I want you to take a step back and bring the leadership to the table as you're hiring your team. And again, you don't have to do what I say, right? But be very quick. I would advise that you're very quick to hire and even quicker to fire. If it's not a right fit, move on and get someone else. Nurture them as much as you can. Teach them as much as you can, train as much as you can, but when you feel in your heart and your spirit it's not the right fit, please don't hold on to them too long. It's costing you money, it's costing you time, and if you're gonna do that, you might as well do it for yourself. All right, this is Dr. Sonja. I hope this Wisdom Vault really helps you understand about hiring your team and some things to look for. Maybe we'll cover that in the part 2 of hiring a team.
Like and subscribe to Dr. Sonja TV.